Okay,
reality. Okay, go for it.
Okay, greetings everyone. My name is Robin and I am an IYX Africa board member. And joined with me today are our other two board members. We have Craig Q7 Beckett and Sherry Canal. Sherry is the Vice CEO of IWX Africa. Craig is the founder of IWX Africa. And next to Mr. Craig Beckett, we have Chief Jacob Dabe of the Omaheke San Development Organization. And I understand that with you guys is Chief Jacob's son and his daughter, his son Andres and his daughter Apolia. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a very important meeting, very important discussion that has to be had today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Shari. And thank you, everybody, especially everybody that follows us and supports our remote assistance. And yeah, we have an issue. Right now, we are being threatened, not only myself, I mean, as an organization, we are being threatened. We are being threatened as a legal body. Section 21, Section 18A company created in South Africa to create remote assistance that is privately funded, external out of our country. Now, I am in Namibia, where we have committed to help develop not just the Naro, but the greater community in Ipako and the region, starting with creating the Trainers of Trainers project, as well as an eco hub to do arts and culture and language revival. So we are here threatened at this moment. And as a person outside the legal body of a company, I'm also personally threatened. This threat comes from Platfontein, South Africa, in Kimberley, where a man who sits on the leadership of the Khoi named Steve, he calls himself the so-called king of the Khoisan. And he's with many other groups that also following his idea. I mean, we don't know how common his idea and his voice is in the public. We don't hardly hear him. But he has this one occasion where he has alerted a person in Namibia that states that I am actually here lying on his name and I am lying to the Naro community and San community and stealing from them. Now, we are here working this whole week in order to bring some balance with food security. Ipako Hobabis is notoriously known for its poverty. And I can honestly tell you, I'll be vigilant today and putting live videos of where I am to question these chiefs or these councillors that is saying that I am in some way endangering our community or I am stealing from our community. Yeah, I sit with a recognized chief of the Naro, Chief Jacob Dabe, and his family. They are all in a state of trauma right now. Not too sure if I'm going to be evicted out of Namibia. Not sure if I'm going to walk away with the funding that we just applied for them. And this opportunity brings to them a lot of hope. But right now, their hope is being tarnished. It's being threatened. Me as a person, I'm fine. I am okay. I'm in good sense. I'm sober-minded. Yes, I'm in pain due to my nerve damage, but I am sane. I understand my rights. South African, not in my country. I'm standing within the country of Namibia on the west of Africa. And this country has an obligation to ensure that its foreign nationals are safe. In this group discussing, there is deputy ministers of marginalized in this group that is listening to the ranting of this old man accusing myself and this great leader of derailing the community. This community cannot be derailed. It's already derailed. It has birth rates and children dying. It has water problems, fooding problems. The United Nations has got signs up here, but we don't see the food distributed. This is the type of situation. So me as a humanitarian and as activist, human rights activist, not just an indigenous rights activist, I would like to ask the public a very important question. Since when does humanitarians in Southern Africa get threatened at this scale? I am a South African on here in Namibia on food security, water security, indigenous rights security. I am not here on any form of earning. I'm not working for anybody. I'm merely volunteering our skills as IYX Africa to improve the development tactics, methods, and principles that these people want to engage in. My life is endangered. I will not lie. This threat has not been kind on me for the past, say, 5 years. I have kept quiet in the public about it. From Cape Town, I've been threatened. From the Eastern Cape, I've been threatened. From the Northern Cape, I've been threatened. From Botswana and Namibia. But this is the first time that these threats went into a group, a WhatsApp group, and discussed myself in ways that I am not, which is playing down in our country where we come from, criminal injuria. And with the common laws now passed on information technology that can harm us, our country has got strict laws. This is why we did Tika and Rika in our country. When I entered Namibia, I could not get a SIM card. I had to get a declaration from the police station to get my SIM card, my Namibian SIM card, to actually make calls legally and receive calls and be part of their guiding and governance around information and technology to protect my rights, not just the Namibian rights. I feel that that rights has been violated. I am here self-sponsored. I'm self-sponsored. So here it is for me. Sit with you, my board member. Both of you are my board members. I created this organization as a majority female-ran organization with me in the field for one reason, to show how difficult it is for a trans activist, leader, or chief to develop in this state. And you all have witnessed over the years my life being threatened. We cannot continue that anymore. I have valuable work to do in Namibia, and I will not leave Namibia until my legal visa is about to expire. And even then, I will return immediately with a paid visa to this country, unless South Africa and Namibia has got some type of war we don't know, some type of fight we don't know with our parliaments, our governments. I should be not allowed back into Namibia. Now, these statements are very dangerous because these statements went through an app like WhatsApp. WhatsApp has warned us as South Africans since last year, September, that we may not have groups where we discuss hate speech or crimes or even conjure things against people that should not be. These are crimes in our country, and not just our country, in Namibia as well. So as my board, these are my witnesses, people that are innocent. Dabe, his son, his daughter, Apolia, are witnesses to already what we have done. As you can see behind me is the list of indigenous rights. These are things we've been discussing and talking. Agroecology, how to better the community. By next week, we're having a workshop on food security, climate change, and how to advise natural food growers. All these things are done by OSDO, Omaheke San Development Organization, and it is in a greater way OSDO's responsibility to share it with the rest of the IPACO community and the greater Barbados community. Now, we're not going to stop what we are doing. Whoever knows me out there knows one thing about you. I'm not afraid of nothing or nobody. I have battled gangsters, so-called kings of the Cape, so-called kings and queens of the Eastern Cape. I have battled corrupt leaderships in the Northern Cape. I'm still here. I've been doing this for more than 30 years. It's just that we haven't spoken about what I emotionally go through with threats while I'm in the field. Today,
yes, this is definitely the first time I've heard you speak out about these kinds of threats on your life. And I do think it's important that we note that you, as Q7 Beckett, you are there in Namibia to assist on behalf of yourself, on behalf of IYX Africa. You don't represent any other body. And I think it's also important that people know that you were invited there by Chief Jacob.
yes.
So it's not like you can you tell me more about the threats? Who made the threats? How did you come about them, and what was said?
Well, we will share the voice notes after the legal process is passed, and IYX Africa, the legal body is protected as well as Osdo, Yamate, and myself as a person. But we will put it up online for people to listen in and understand who the players of this ridiculous game is. And all that I say is that this man was in bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, receiving messages that disturbed him since yesterday. We did not expect something like this. He's a chief. He could have been called and asked simple questions that would not have got us this far in an argument. But what happened was that he knows he's not in that group. Somebody that was in the group contacted him and sent him his voice note. And that's when, what's this group's name? What's the group's name? Gatai. Sansam, same as what Yamase would Muslim. Yeah. And this man, even the so-called chief Joseph, who claims he's from Omaheke, is actually from what region? From the Kunene region. He's not even from this region. And he claims that Chief Dabe is not Namibian. Now, do you understand the complexness of these people's mind games? That they even perplexed by what they say. But these threats are out in the public already. Chief Dabe's name is at this moment smeared as a chief stealing his people's money. I came here self. He didn't ask me a cent. So here's this man, his name being smeared, discriminated in his own community by a man living in another region, in a legal WhatsApp group that we all know can send you to jail these days. Talking about being lying on a man's name who claims he's a king. I mean, I can show you Platfontein videos and photos right now. If that man is such a king in Platfontein, why is majority of the queer people that he's supposed to be representing starving right now? I mean, the PA was right now in Platfontein. Anybody can go onto the PA's online assets right now. Go onto the PA's groups, go onto the PA's chats. You will see right now that the PA advertised them praying to Jesus in Platfontein because of the poverty. And that was 5-6 days ago. So if this man feels that I am at a risk to this community, what is that man tier to that place, Platfontein? And he sits with the leadership of the Kwe. Because he says he's the king of the Kwe. So which means all the leaders of the Kwe is involved. And I mean, I know some of that leaders, they would not do this. I know Vincel Kachara. Me and Vincel Kachara know each other for years. I know Goofy Jack, Mbangu Kamuti's grandson of the Kwe. I know where they're from in Caprivi Delta, in Buffalo District. These are people that was brought to South Africa to a war. They are practically refugees in South Africa. He could not look after his own people. From Schmidtsdrift, what he done with the cows there, how he got his scar in his face. His scar is evidence alone to what type of man he is. Let the people of Platfontein themselves stand up and talk what a destructive man this is. People need to be believed in. Go to Platfontein. The human rights can go to Platfontein. LAC can go to Platfontein. Anybody, any law organization, any social welfare, go now to Platfontein. They will tell you, I've been there for more than 8 years. And I have not failed. They have failed their own people. I've been already tried to be burnt out in Platfontein. I've already extinguished tires burning in front of his school with the SABC involved in it, attacking me in Platfontein. There is evidence to this and documentations about this. I've been in Platfontein setting up feeding schemes, doing natural healing. We have now, as IYX Africa on the Tumi side, a project standing still that I was supposed to go and finish now, but I feel my life is in danger in Platfontein. How will we finish Monday Crab's gallery that we just built halfway? We've just spent almost 30,000 rand with equipment laying in Platfontein on the square, on the Tumi side. I am not going to fix that thing. I can't. My life is in danger because I am part of a legal body. IYX. If I get hurt, a lot of things will go wrong in our organization. And many people don't do what I do. Remote assistance in the field, remote and rural.
Is there even one person who does what you do? Because IWX Africa is really the only organization I know of. You are the only person I know of that would go and provide remote assistance to communities that need it. I really don't see any other organization or any other entity
Good at
doing that.
indigenous communities and non-indigenous communities. In
Yeah,
Kuruman, that's why I can explain what I do up there. In Lesotho, the
yeah,
Botswana can get the Basotho can claim and stand up and say what he does there. In the Eastern Free State, in Gauteng, in KZN, in Northern KZN, in the Western Cape, in countries I haven't seen yet, overseas, India, South America, North America. I have a unique network of humanitarians, not activists. And this unique group of activists from South America, the indigenous people of South America that are my friends, the indigenous people of Mexico, the indigenous people of Canada, Australia, they go through what I go through. We can see it right now on Facebook. So when are we as indigenous humanitarians that cares for more than our community is going to be stopped being threatened? You have oil activists being killed in America, South and North. You have trees being cut down in South America. You have the indigenous harmed. In Southern Africa, you have countries not recognizing us at all. Here's some evidence. Here, my life right now, my moment right now, is evidence that the Southern African natives community will not be developed. Unfortunately, the enemy that everybody seeks to expose is not white, is not black. That is the common colonizer we know. But the real enemy is within our ranks as indigenous leaders, within our ranks as indigenous activists, within our ranks as humanitarians seeing to indigenous communities. Now, you all know we do pads, reusable pads for girls. Show me another organization that's doing that on this scale. We do seed saving and seed sharing on a national basis, Southern Africa, from Malawi, Angola, Zambia, Namibia, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, Mozambique. I have seeds running through out of my hands into IYX Africa's care to people who need it. We share, we collect clothes for babies, we collect beads for ladies. We collect information, valuable information through cultural survival. These people just saw the site. Now they understand their self-determination. These things we print off comes from cultural survival. We are adopting a model of resistance that is global. And this model of resistance can get a person like us hurt. The only defense we have as indigenous leaders out in the field is the social media. But even that, the algorithm kicks us off. Even that, people would rather watch a white man or non-indigenous person giving a poor indigenous person a glass of water. And the social media will go viral. Well, you know what? We don't need to be viral. We just need the public to know what are we facing.
Yes. Okay, so I think once the legal procedures are done, will you please tell us more about these threats what that were made? Because I think the public does want to know details.
I don't want to push fingers to anybody, but we do have the recordings, and the recordings is distinctively in this man, Chief Joseph's voice and Kira's voice. Now, I'm not assuming, I'm not making up assumptions. These are recordings that can be traced to WhatsApp due to our legal constitution of our country and the passing of these laws where IT crimes are concerned, cyber crimes. Where me as a humanitarian is concerned, we know Namibia does not tolerate attacks on their foreign nationals. I'm a visitor in this country. I'm not in my own country. I don't feel safe. And the fact that my border going home is in the Northern Cape, I don't feel safe. And where self-defense is concerned, I need to say publicly, everybody knows me. I'm well equipped and trained to defend myself. I don't need a weapon in my hand. I have knowledge. Yes. And when it comes to my hands, by all means necessary, I have the right to defend myself against any form of harm by all means necessary. It is my right. I'm not here in Namibia earning. I'm not here in Namibia creating a business. I'm here as a humanitarian to make sure that a small percentage of health is done. We're here to increase the breast milk in young mothers, to growing heirloom seeds of Africa for foragers, hunter-gatherer communities that will be retaught how to eat food because our foraging food doesn't exist. Because we can't get jobs. I'm watching children being sent home from scholarships because they don't have food money and accommodation money. There's a problem. I will be videoing the public and I will show the public why am I attacked. I am attacked because there are people at play right now that would rather keep poverty at its level so that they can get money, funding, donors, and keep poor people poor. Well, IYX got a problem with that. We are not just human rights activists and indigenous rights activists. We are human. We are Africans. Right now, there is so much trouble in Africa, from Congo's cobalt mining that we are seeing that the world is not paying attention to the rape and starvation and land evictions illegally done in Southern Africa to native people, to the false claims of so-called indigenous people in South Africa that actually benefits from the rights of the real indigenous people that really is being attacked while they live a privileged life and sell their heritage to Amazon. This is what we are facing. In 3 years, South Africa has never seen so much kings and queens' rights ever. Where are they right now? Where are they right now? I am Craig Q7 Beckett. I am not a thief. I'm a man that knows more things than the average person. It bothers people. I understand. My intelligence bothers people. My fearlessness bothers people. I am not a gimmick. I don't have a gimmick. I don't have a lifestyle. My lifestyle is go help. Don't ask questions.
Yes, I think that's also one of the things that bothers people is you're the type of person, you don't just sit and complain and talk about things. You go and you do it.
Yes.
You get up, you go, and you do it.
I'm from Durban. I'm from Durban, and Durban is not close. I'm born in Johannesburg, and my house is in Durban. Right now, I've got family and friends in South Africa in a state. They traumatized. My mother by now has heard these messages because she's in these groups. My uncles are in these groups. My cousins are in these groups. My friends are in these groups. My colleagues, my sponsors, my funders are in these groups. Followers of IYX Africa and personally me as Bushman Q7 and IndigiCures are seeing this. We have all the evidence online stating what we do. We're not hiding, we're transparent. Our profile can be asked by any government, by any organization. It is an open public document. Our constitution is an open public document. Our company is an open public legal body, an NPC created not for our well-being as the staff of this legal body, but the beneficiaries who sees out the work out here. We feel that this is something that should not even go any further than where we are right now. If anybody wants to prove Q7 Beckett, IYX Africa, Osdo, or Tiamasi wrong, give us some time. Let's see what I'm about to do here. I'm talking about bringing water, solarless, powerless, dieselless water pumps to farmers. They don't have, they're buying 50 liters of diesel per month to pump water. I'm bringing them water pumps that use your feet to pump water. I'm bringing them heirloom seeds, African seeds. I'm bringing them their culture back. The old ladies are happy that they have beads. They haven't had beads in their hands for a while, many years. Yet they're doing it. This chief has got confidence, not in his leadership, but in his methods now to try and help the people. I've been sitting in this office for, say, 8 days now. And in this 8 days, I've seen people come with complaints from white people not paying them their wages for 3 months, I've seen people, their water cut off, they don't have money for water, they don't have money for school fees. We've already sent money to Windhoek to bring children safely back here. That's 200 rand a child just to come home because they can't find accommodation for schooling. They can't be there and starve. Yeah, I've seen it in this office. People phoning with amazing complaints that is worth going to jail for. He doesn't have the facility or the capacity, but you know what? He takes the calls. We have a register. It is legal. We have a legal register of people attending to this man for help. Now, the fact that we have all these things and papers that proves who he is and what he has done and how he has been attacked. Now we have these things in front of us. I am a witness to say that this man is not corrupt, but yet his family name right now is running through Southern Africa and who knows where globally, stating that he's a thief. He's got a donor. He's got a donor that he sees carefully to and sees to him carefully. To make sure that he does this little thing. This office was not built through his money. His donor gave the money. That printer, this laptop, the laptops they have, the phones they have, these are donors. This man and his big mouth could cause this man not to get that money anymore. And yet he is receiving people. I can tell you, so far I've counted more than say 70, 80 people up and down from us walking in the street to them coming here with complaints that is based on food security, water security, and discrimination in employment. Now, these are three things right now that we are trying to minimize in not just South Africa. We're minimizing it in South America, in India, in Mongolia, in Australia. Why must us that wear these things go through these things? But yet, other fortunate white people and black tribes can mimic and pretend they us and have success in pretending they us. Here's it today. Sitting with a traumatized family. They hardly have ways and means for themselves. They have money for their organization, but they don't have it for themselves. They would not spend a cent on food for themselves. Look at that.
Yeah.
So, Robin, I can honestly tell you that you're co-founder of the company. I am physically okay, but I am traumatized. This is a place where criminals. I feel that the company's name has been slandered. It's a discrimination case. I feel that my life has been placed in danger by these two voices. And the Darby family is as worse than traumatized. They hardly slept. They slept with their doors open last night because I'm in a tent in their yard. We have no form of security. Anybody could have come and harmed me.
Yeah.
He has to walk to town every day. There's a bush in between us and town. Anything can happen because of somebody else not understanding that message. Now that message is gone out to a large part of the community. Well, I can honestly say we will cover much more in detail.
Yes.
There is legal legalities that I'm looking after right now. And I need to make sure that even Tiamase and Osdo understand their rights. We are just waiting from the High Commission. I will also be notifying Hawks about what has happened because this is a NPC created through the government of South Africa. Yeah, the agreements we signed, it is a high crime to violate the constitution like this or corrupt. So it's only fair that we contact Hawks, we contact SAPS, we contact the High Commission of South Africa in Namibia, and we make cases at NAMPO, Namibian police as well. And I'm willing to go and take it to Namibian parliament if I have. But what I'm asking is, if these men can't make a I will press charges. I will continue going to them because it's these two men. There's other players behind these two men. And unfortunately, most of these players are in South Africa under the banner Khoisan. My life has been threatened by people who put in the Khoisan, nobody else. No white man has threatened me. No black man has threatened me. I sit with kings and chiefs, Bantu kings and chiefs. No one can tell. They've never insulted me. The Zulu, the Xhosa, the Pedi, the Basotho takes me in as their child. They blanket me. I've never been threatened by these people. As white farmers, I help, and I help them to become more or less racist. They're open to conversations about our community today because of it. I'm a healer. I go into their communities and I heal, black and white. But who's listening? Whose culture? The Bushman culture. I am a public person. I'm transparent. Anybody wants to know anything about me, can ask IYX Africa, can ask Vanessa Black, can ask myself. They need to know about Chief Dabe and his family. They can ask them directly, easy to find. But one thing that we are asking everybody must realize, we are not leaving Namibia. I have a legal 90 days to stay here. And after that, I will pay my 500 rand for the visa to return after I've used my 90 days for the year. Because we are developing just in one area, food and water. Training other organizations to help their community better. So from myself, CEO of IYX Africa, Osdo, Yamase, I can honestly say there is no corruption involved here. If I had to pick up 1 ounce of corruption in this family's life, I would have made it known and left immediately. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen because I see what they're going to do. Chidabe is what you will say to. That's what some big is. But this story is vandaag de story nie. Dit is 'n lang storie. Want hierdie storie het ook en president op hierdie datum die president ook ja hy storie gaan vertel toe vice president van die hoogste parlement hierdie storie wat die mense in die region vir my fyn so en die dink maar hulle hou nie op nie hulle maak vergader teen altyd maar hier stories hoor ek maar ek hoor nie en ek glo hulle maar net so dit is net so hierdie man het ook op hierdie datum het ook selfde ding kom gemaak en gesê ons werk nie op die region nie en die chief landman se mense het opgeskryf in die vergadering het ek hom gesê jy kan net so maak jy moet as hy kom in die region ons is daar jy geen vir ons kom by ons dat ons kan probleme van dat jy kan as jy krag het ons kan help ons moet help ook maar as jy so kom en vir ons kom vertrap en vir ons vervuil met die gemeenskap dan is dit nie reg nie dis waar ek ook daai man van my hart dit is hoekom ek seker kon dit wat hy verstaan het nie ja in die WhatsApp gepraat het want ek het ook vandag kom kry hy sê ek kom van Suid-Afrika nou het die klaar gepraat in die WhatsApp nou vry probeer hy het nie mooi gehoor nie dit is net daai goeie hy het my al klaar want dan almal van die wat die met laat help me well it says yeah and this is through things like this I mean what I've seen so far I've seen all the legal documentations and complaints this man has done so far they are quite extensive complaints but they are great complaints to the vice president's office the president's office everybody has seen these complaints but yet these leaders go against him and talk these lies they have built parts of this community, this organization, that they are not even known for. Macam last, these people, die dag afvielen. Het is ook gewoon met mijn groep, maar het is nog net gezet en een level later. Let die mensen voor dat die governor van de region het ook zelf gezegd. Ik heb het aanzoek gemaakt met papier hier bij de minister, maar ik weet ook niet dat dit aangezocht wordt. Daarvan het die mensen gesê, die nou sal nie so erken word. Het die veel gesê, dis dit daai storie in die region, maar die storie. Ek is laas ook in gedoen by die chief consultant meeting. Dit is en hulle ook nie daarvan hulle gesê, ek self nie kan maar hier daar nie dit ander tradisionele wat erken was, dat die geld kry en ek try op my idee om mense te help. So there you have it. I mean, you heard the story for yourself, the public. By no means am I in Namibia taking a crime. I'm in Namibia doing humanitarian for free, financed by myself, not even IYX Africa. IYX Africa is bailing me out with food money. I'm here hardcore. So please, we don't want trouble. We want to create an example of eco village they have never seen. What I've shared on IYX Africa, the eco village we're building, it's a remarkable thing. It's going to teach all cultures their way of life, not just the Naro. It's just the Naro chief giving us the opportunity. Today we're supposed to have
thank you. We want to thank the Dabe family for everything and for, you know, your input today. We do hope that you guys stay safe. Hopefully these threats are just threats. And we will keep everyone updated. We'll definitely keep everyone updated as we go along with what is happening. Yes, Q.
See this young man. This young man was supposed to be studying. We had to pay for this young man to come home because he was going to sleep on the streets of London. This chief did it. His money. This boy can't go study now. What did he go study? Regional and rural development. So, here is a future leader that I need to train. And he can't go to school because of men like this that talk these things. Is into developing his community, serious about it. The young man. But now he can't go study because somehow he's sent home for no reason. So how is this community? If I come and I can train him, and that's what he wanted to go study. And we train them agroecology. That's part of rural development.
Yes.
He can learn a lot, but now even I am trying to be sent away from him. He's been sent away from a schooling career, and now the informal schooling career is being removed from